It's Monday, and it's 6 p.m. since we're on the air. That means it's time for more Dire Bear and the Escorts. Welcome, everyone, to Dire Bear Adventuring Company, and I am your DM, Heath, a.k.a. the Dire Bear GM, a.k.a. Captain Sec. You can find me out there in the world as at Dire Bear AC, and here every Monday night. And then we have a bunch of wonderful folk joining us tonight. We'll get to them in a few moments, but it's been a week. Sorry, we missed you. Actually, it's been 2 weeks. Sorry, we missed you. We were gearing up for a fight in more ways than one, both emotionally as well as getting ready to get into the game for it. Real quick shout out to D&D Beyond. Thank you for the use of your tools. They actually have the combat tracker built in now. It's in the alpha state, but you can still get in there and use it. Don't forget, you can sign up for a free account and create and get the SRDs, create characters and things like that, which is what we all do. We are running D&D Beyond, so don't forget you can check us out at any given time. Yes, I am wearing the ball cap today, which means I didn't give a shit about my hair tonight. So, because I can't get out to get it cut, so it's really, really, really unkempt.
Oh, come on, quarantine haircut?
No, see, I've gone with the really short hair before, and I will tell you right now, it brings an aesthetic that nobody likes. I'm talking usually against marginalized people kind of haircut. That's that's how it goes. I do not look good with super short hair.
My hair's gotten stupid long. It's like right down here with my eyes.
I did clipper the beard up pretty good though. I took it down to a 2 and then let it grow out again. So it's looking all right. With us tonight, we have Maddie, who is our production manager running the show for us. We have Eric, who is playing Satiel and just looking all around great. Like the new backdrop. You move the camera over, we can actually see the swords a lot better this time. We have Molly, who is looking purple all around. Like the wall, the hair, just everything. That or the saturation levels on my camera need to be adjusted, or my monitor need to be adjusted.
No,
She's just purple. Okay, it's just me. It's not just me then. All right, good. Good. Cool. Yeah. We have Q, who is not wearing a hat. This like some kind of weird flop happened here. Normally Q wears a hat, but we dig the haircut, so awesome.
I thought you were going to say alternate dimension.
Alternate dimension, I would have no facial hair, and we'd all be screwed.
I'd have all the facial hair.
That's right.
It's fine. I'll take it.
It would swap. You'd have this really neat goatee.
Everything is the same, but Cap and V swap facial hair.
I don't know. Could you rock a beard like this?
Yeah.
I could try. I have
Go
a
for
picture with like a little goatee.
With a soul patch? Get out of here, 2000s V.
Q would rock the
Q2000
shit out of a soul patch.
Nobody rocks this shit out of a soul patch.
Q would.
Not even bands that rock can rock a soul patch, okay? That's why they're not around anymore. We have Sarah, who has the backdrop of eternity behind her, keeping her worlds apart. And then we have the wonderful Steve, who is playing our bard. And really, there are no words. He's like either the most quiet one in the group, or he's coming out with the most outlandish shit you can find. But we're happy to have everybody here. We're all, as usual, stuck in our own homes, which is nothing unusual for our shows. However, it is unusual because now we're being forced to do so, and we're all prepared for it. I mean, I'm going a little stir crazy, but it's okay. I'll survive. I haven't bought everything that I could off of Amazon yet, so we're good for now. Anyways, last time we played, they found the Aboleth trapped inside of a tank that was magically sealed, allowing it to power the ship, but also not being able to power it up of its own will. It has a control rod and some words that have to be uttered. They also found the owner of the vessel with which the Aboleth was resting. He was a bit taken aback that they were there, and they were a bit taken aback that he appeared. And he initially said, "Oh, we're going to fight." Well, not necessarily in those words, but that's what's happening. So without further ado, welcome everyone to the Escorts. Right off the bat, you know what to do. Roll for initiatives. And I will get those from you all here in just a moment.
I'm sad I wasted that roll on my first roll of the night.
Nat 20?
Trade
20.
Yeah, it was a nat 20.
I'll say me remembering that's just Zora and Satiel up there right now.
We going
I
down.
Stari's up there as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, I got to the door.
Did you?
Yes.
I don't remember you mentioning that.
Everybody else is down below. I know that
She felt the boat moving and started moving up.
Yeah, I know Setiel was up there, and I know that Zastari had moved up there. I don't think was there anybody else.
Zora.
Was
Zora.
Zora, that's right.
Satiel, and Zastari up there at the moment.
Because Zora counterspelled the guys teleport out.
Yes. While we are bringing up their things, I would like to point out on D&D Beyond there is a new section called Quarantine Resources. Guys, there are a bunch of free adventures. Frozen Sick, Lost Mine of Fandelver, which is great. Wildmount Darkstar, if you're a fan of Critical Role. There it is, set in Wildmount. The Sunless Citadel, which is out of the Tales of the Yawning Portal. Forge of Fury, which is also out of Tales of the Yawning Portal. Those are all free now for a limited time. Lost Mine of Fandelver is freely accessible until May 5th. Sunless Citadel and Forge of Fury also available May 13th and May 20th, respectively. And they have more free content coming out. Wizards of the Coast has free content out that you can download and keep forever.
The second longest time.
The second longest time? Behind what?
Having it before you had it.
I don't like that at all. Thank you. I don't. Nope.
Fuck you,
I don't like you. I don't like this. I don't like anything. This is horrible. I quit.
love you, but fuck you.
I've quit. I'm going home. Wait, I am.
You better start rolling a new character.
Hope you
How
weren't
much
that
damage did I
attached to
take?
Bella.
How many dice? How much damage do I take? Roll 4d6. Okay, great. Roll them again. Okay, great. Roll them again. Am I rolling a new character? Yes, you are. All right. Let me bring up my utility here. All right. 20 or higher. Okay.
21.
Tangaroa with a 21.
I also have a 21.
Who's going first, you two?
I probably have a lower dex modifier. It's
I've got a
only-
+1.
You're also on the lower
Plus
deck.
It's not based on deck modifier. It's based on a mutual decision made between the two players.
Tonga's downstairs, the Stari's upstairs.
You
Who's
know what? Hey, Molly, I got a question for you. Are you okay between the two of us if we use a higher dex modifier to determine which of us is going first?
Yes, I do.
A lot of characters are gonna die tonight. It's gonna be great.
Uh oh.
I'm a backup prepared. I'm going first.
I have 3.
I'm trying to keep a straight face so hard.
Yeah, I've got a couple backups ready as well.
Everybody's got
I have
backup
cleric.
characters like
I don't.
I have a
Like you-
cleric, I have
I
a blood
don't.
hunter, and I have a barbarian.
I have no backup for Zastari for this campaign.
I have a bastard ready.
like I've ever killed any of you though. I mean, really. All right. So does that mean that
You are the bastard.
Zastari? Wow. Zastari's going first then.
Yes.
Okay.
I seem to remember 3 power word kills. And a disintegration.
Oh, that's true. I did kill everybody. Well, nearly everybody.
Kill.
Like
Well,
killed.
no, I mean I did die. I was crying on stream.
Mm-hmm. All right. 15 or higher.
18.
15.
My brain went. Q's character is Ezra. Yes, Ezra.
Nope, just me now. Put me in there,
Just you.
coach. Ezra's on the
You ready
bench.
to play?
Y'all are stuck with me. I can't do anything.
Okay. 10 or higher.
I has a 12.
Okay.
Come on, Steve.
Steve, where you at?
86.
6. Is that the last 1, 2, 3, 4?
That's on brand.
5,
It is.
6.
Usually it's
Mellow.
an 8, though. I feel like 8 is a number you like a lot.
It's always a single digit.
Consistent.
Like, what is your dexterity, my man?
11. I mean,
11. You're a bard, dude.
And
Said he was a good bard.
yeah, I mean,
That's fair. That's
the whole
fair.
point of this character is that he was a bard who didn't take any points in perform. Like, it's,
Okay. Well, first up, let's start. There is there's a wizard in your midst.
Satil, friend
Oh,
or
there
foe?
isn't. I really don't remember her being in the room,
I'm at the door.
honestly. Okay.
She was like
Basically,
about to exit
yeah.
onto the deck, but
I was-
she didn't get that far.
Yeah, like I felt the ship moving, or I was already on my way up, and got to the door when we called it procession.
Mm-hmm.
He controls the ship.
Where did he come from?
Well, when a mommy wizard and a daddy wizard really love one another,
They make a teleportation circle. And
and sparks fly.
somebody. Oh.
I don't know what that. Okay, I don't know what that is around his feet.
It's a circle of runes.
No, this is her, and she literally doesn't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
No time right now. He
Okay,
came from there.
friend or foe?
I don't know yet.
All right. Well, then she will hold her action. Then
What action are you holding?
I will be holding ice knife.
Okay, and what is your trigger?
He either attacks one of the three of us that are in the room, or it becomes apparent he is foe, which would be attacking somebody in the
Okay.
room.
Okay.
I basically just have it in hand at this point.
Yep.
Is a
Tangaroa. You're below deck. You're down with the aboleth, so I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I assume there's a little bit of commotion happening.
You're talking 2 stories above you.
combat hasn't started.
You know the ship
I mean,
is
I'll
moving.
go
That's all
up
you know.
there.
But
I mean, the boat started moving, so
the
something's
boat has started moving. That is correct.
Well then I'll just. How far? Like
It'll take you.
a double move, probably.
No, it'll take you this round and your movement of the next one to get on deck.
With a double move, or no?
Your movement's 30, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll have to do this round if you double move, and then your movement on the next round will get you there.
Okay, yeah, I'll just do that then. Then I'll just do my double move, and
Okay.
that's all I can do.
So you're just moving around.
I'm heading up.
All right. Then after that is Zara.
She's gonna slip her into her pocket, palm the diamond, kind of hold it behind her back, and if he tries to attack, she's gonna use a spell.
Okay.
She's holding chromatic orb.
Okay. Ezra.
Is there a way I can talk with our new friend to see if that's just them moving the ship? Like, if they've figured out if...
I mean, you want to try to talk to the aboleth?
Yeah. Like, we've been talking with it so that we can take it away and set it free.
Mm-hmm.
But there was supposed to be something we were supposed to find.
Yes, a control rod to start the ship.
Yeah.
And
then-
a...
Can I ask the aboleth if it's like the rod? Would they know that? Would they be able to tell?
The aboleth just knows that the owner of the ship has the control rod. Remember, they're locked inside of this thing.
Right. I was just wondering if they would have like a feeling that like it was the rod that moved the ship. But I'll start moving upstairs as well. The ship is moving. Might as well see if they found what we're looking for.
Okay, so you're heading upstairs as well.
I have 45 feet of
All right.
movement.
Yeah, it takes
So,
you a
if I
lot
had
less
to-
time to get up there. If you double move, you can get there and like you can get on deck.
I'll do that.
Okay. So you are now on the upper deck, passing by your friend there.
Just like waving
Friend.
as I go by.
Friend.
Friends.
Amigos.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get on deck, you can see the captain's cabin. You can see that Zastari is standing there in the doorway. You can barely make out a person just beyond the door there.
Lean over Zastari a little bit. What's going on?
There's a dude in there.
Who's that?
Still determining friend or foe.
Okay. That's all I can really do. I'll wait.
Okie dokie.
Well, if I double moved, I don't really have. I can't really do much else right now. So
Unless you use like Step of the Wind or something.
no, I won't do that. There's really no show of whether there's
no
mechanics or
reason
anything.
for you to use that
Yeah.
ability to move faster.
There's no reason. So-
Roger that. Okay. Let's see. Next up after you is that's Ezra, so it's my turn. He looks at the lot of you and asks once again, "Who are you that are on my ship?" No words, nothing.
We've been investigating some of the issues that your ship has caused in town.
My ship has caused no issues.
The thing that's controlling your ship has caused issues, which therefore means your ship has caused issues?
No, the thing in the hull caused issues. The ship is just merely a vessel. So explain why you're on my ship to stop the thing that's stowed in the hull of it.
Well, it would be the thing that's controlling your ship.
Are we really going to argue semantics right now?
He takes the rod and like holds it and moves it in a vertical direction, and I need everybody to give me dexterity saving throws above and below.
Oh boy.
Nobody's close to me, right?
Okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Technically,
you're
I
going
moved
to death
past you.
jail.
I'm okay.
All right. Well, what did you get, Q? What did
26.
Ezra have? 26. Yes, you do
Yeah.
not lurch to your, fall. Zastari?
14.
I'm sorry.
14.
14. Okay. Setiel.
16.
Okay. Zora.
16.
I'm sorry.
16.
16. Okay. Tangaroa.
17.
Okay. And Mello.
7.
Jesus.
On brand. Single digits.
Oh, man.
Honestly, everybody, with the exception of course, Mello
Mm.
and Ezra, everybody, you watch as the boat lurches not forward, but the nose pulls up. And as it does, most of you kind of catch yourself. The rest of you, the two of you, slump to the ground and slide, your feet hitting part of the deck to stop yourself from just like
I rolled a
pitching to the end of the
26.
boat. And it is now starting to ascend.
You're also on the open deck.
Say again.
I rolled a 26. 2-6.
Oh, not you. I'm so sorry. You're on your feet. It was the 14 that fell, which would have been
That's
Tangaroa,
right.
if I'm not
Sorry.
mistaken.
No,
Oh,
it
it's
was
the
sorry.
Sorry.
No.
The Starry and Mellow were the two that fell. I'm so used to the rogues making deck saves, so it took me by
I
surprise.
rolled a 6.
So Starry and
I rolled a
Mellow are the
19
ones
on the
that fell.
dice. So I was like,
I rolled a
Mm.
6.
Yeah, you're good. I am really... Am I breaking up on you guys?
A little bit.
A little bit? I'm really seeing it from my side. You guys are like stopping full movement and then having audio
your cam
issues.
is freezing every so often.
I bet you somebody's messing with my... I have children that are messing with the antennas on my thing because they think, oh, neat, it moves. Stop it.
Messing with the thermostat.
Oh, don't mess with the thermostat. Quit messing with my antennas. Hang on just one second here.
Yep.
It's the power of physics.
Okay, we're going to muster on anyway. All right, so the boat lurches up, pulling out of the water, climbing. All of you maintain your feet with the exception of Mellow, who fall to the deck and slide down. Or the hull of the ship, as it were, for you, Mr. Mellow, because you're still below there.
Mm-hmm.
He then chuckles to himself, keeping his own feet. Or he lifted it, kind of like positioned himself forward to keep his balance. That is his turn, though. He does not do anything that appears to be inherently like attacking. He just seems to be piloting the ship.
And is a dick.
He's kind of a dick, yeah, but I mean, he's not like trying to kill you right now. Satiel. All right, it's Satiel's turn.
Yeah, brain just had to do a quick switch.
Gotcha.
Because that's not what I expected him to do. And where are you going?
Away from here.
Do you plan on returning?
Perhaps. Although that city held nothing for me, really.
Do you have anything to fix them?
I'm sorry, to fix them.
Yes. The ones that your pet down in the hold has been affecting.
He's not a pet, he's merely a power source. Sure, they can be cured or healed or something. Your clerical types can figure that out.
Well. I see no reason to stay then.
I see no reason for you to stay either. Although we are above the water. Can you swim?
Can you fly?
I am flying.
He just smiles back at him.
He looks confused by your statement.
He'll just lean back on the wall. Do nothing.
Okay. Mellow.
Oh, well, I need to get back up on and get on deck to see what the hell's going on.
You're still below deck near where the aboleth and the hull and the trap is for it, or the container.
Right.
You notice that certain sigils along the container are currently glowing a kind of like an orange color. And there is not a whimper or cry. It's more of a hiss of pain coming from the inside of the contraption.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna try and smack one of those runes.
Like, with your hand?
With my gauntlets of strength.
Oh. Okay.
There's so much aboleth in this.
You're gonna fist the trap? Is that what I'm...
Yeah.
Fist the trap?
It's not gay.
Cast fist on the trap.
That's right. There you go.
You know, I thought maybe being nice to the die would help a little. I was wrong.
Okay.
So it's going back to dice jail after rolling a 3.
You hit the side of the vessel that it's in, and there's a ringing of gauntlet on metal, but nothing happens.
I need to get a professional to do this. He's going to go up and see if he can find Ezra.
As you are passing by some of the portholes on the side, you can kind of see that it's not sitting level. You can see that the horizon is tilted. I mean, you recognize this as well since you kind of went
I mean,
slowed down.
We're probably a sight to see.
Probably.
No time for that wall climbing now. Walking. I'm gonna try and get as far as I can up there.
All right. You're about mid ship right now.
Okay.
So you're on the second level. All right.
All right.
Sistari. He seems to be taking you up. Which I mean is better than submerging.
Debatable, because he asked the question, can you swim? I mean, he's not proving to be a threat.
Not really.
As of right now, he's not proving to be a threat.
This is true.
Satil seems incredibly not worried.
Rather nonchalant, Satail is.
Hmm.
She is just gonna get to her feet and then just, with a hand on the door so she doesn't go sliding off anywhere again, I guess it's gonna be a waiting game. And who's gonna strike first is the question.
That is an interesting question.
But I'm still gonna hold the action on Ice Knife.
Okay, Tangaroa. You are now on the main deck of the ship. And you can see it is pitched up and is climbing into the sky. Like a giant unwieldy bird. Wingless. Wieldy bird.
Where are you bringing us? Where are you bringing this ship?
Away from here?
Could you be a little more specific?
No.
Cool. What are your intentions with this creature?
It powers the ship.
That's all you want to do with it.
Yes, it is a battery.
Interesting. Well, we would like for that not to be the case, and we would like to return this creature from where it came. And then we can forget this ever happened. Because your little battery ruined a lot of good lives in town.
That'd be fine.
Really?
I don't know. Sure, if someone cast a cure or a healing thing on them, they'll be fine.
Okay. Still, I don't want this creature to inflict harm on anybody else, so I would see fit that we should return it to its home.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Let me mull that over for a moment. No, I decline to acquiesce to your request.
Hmm. Interesting. Well,
Why? Do you side with it?
a little. You
And
kind
is
of
it-
enslaved it and are taking advantage of its powers. Of course, I'm kind of sympathetic.
It recognizing that you've been probably one of the primary people that speaks with it, the words, more of an emotional feeling than words. You get an intense feeling of pain and loss and hurt that like wash through your mind for a moment. You definitely know the source, yes.
Ow. Was it that guy or was it the aboleth?
The aboleth.
I thought we were cool.
No, it's not trying to make you feel pain. It's
No, I
making
know.
an empathic connection.
I see,
Okay.
I see. So it didn't do any damage or anything.
Wasn't
No, it did
intentional.
not do any damage. Mm-mm.
You
Mhm.
will release this tortured creature. Or we will take it from you. That's
Let me
your
make
choice.
sure that I understand completely. You want me to release this inherently evil thing back out into the ocean. Why do you care if this evil entity suffers? Maybe it's what it deserves. Who knows how many countless people it destroyed the lives of before it became trapped by me.
No creature deserves to suffer. No matter what it has caused.
Well, I beg to disagree.
Do you
Consider
know
it-
how many it's hurt before this? How can
No,
you be
but
sure
what does
it's
it
hurt
matter?
anything if you pulled it from the middle of the ocean?
It's inherently evil.
Right.
While this is going on, could Zora have Axel go do heart sight on this guy while he's chatting to Tangaroa?
Is that a save on my part?
Knows the current emotional state, and if they fail a DC 10 charisma, knows the creature's alignment.
All right, that's a 13 on the die. You don't know his alignment. What was the other thing you know though?
Current emotional state. Probably
Um,
confused and angry.
you're not wrong. Confused, not necessarily angry, more of perturbed, irritated.
Okay.
There is definitely not any fear in this man. You get the idea that even in the show of force and the numbers that you have, he is not afraid. So there's that. Basically, you're trying to convince him to let this creature go. Persuade
Yes,
me. Persuade
like
me.
Moses to Pharaoh.
Then. Let my aboleth go.
Oh, persuasion.
Dude,
Oh,
we got
I
some
actually-
frogs. We can turn some stuff to blood.
I'm proficient in that.
Good.
I mean, 17. That's okay.
It is, but an opposed one is not good. That's an 18 on the die. He looks at you and crosses his arms, the rod kind of like, popping up here. He goes, "The river was starting to flood. A scorpion would have drowned, surely, had it not been for a frog that came along. The scorpion says to the frog, 'If you'll carry me across, I promise I won't sting you. I just want to get to the safety of dry land across the river.' The frog says, 'No, you're going to sting me.' The scorpion says, 'I promise I won't sting you.' What good would it be to sting you? We'll both drown." The frog, hesitant as he is, agrees, and the scorpion climbs on his back. About halfway across the river, the scorpion stings the frog. The frog, in his last moments and gasps, says, "But you promised not to sting me." He says, "You knew what I was when I climbed on. It's inherent and in my nature. We may both die. Who are you, the frog or the scorpion? This thing is inherently evil, and you want to turn it loose. Therefore, that makes you inherently evil."
No, it doesn't.
"Sure.
Hmm.
Why do you want to turn it free? What promise has it made to you?"
That it will not return to this area and wreak this havoc again.
"Sure, to this area, and all the other areas that it will be able to get to. What do you care for them? I guess nothing. Hmm?
Frog knew he would die, but he still helped. You always have to help someone that needs help.
The frog was a
In
fool."
Then we're fools, but the moral of that story shouldn't be, everyone does what they do because of what they already are. It should be you can always fight your baser instincts. Fight your selfishness, your greed, your evilness, your destructiveness.
We agree on one thing. You are fools. No, I will not release the creature from its trap. Press me any further on this, and I will pull my full wrath against you.
Pull your wrath, and I pull my spear out.
Okay. Zora, it's your turn.
She's as soon as that guy throws a spell back, she's
Okay,
gotta
but you're not
throw one.
attacking right now.
She's not attacking until he hits first. She's not gonna be first blood.
You're not going to be the instigator here.
Yeah, but
Alright.
she's gonna flat on roll into it when it happens.
Ezra,
I just want to use my aura sight on him. So I'm not looking for like his health or anything like that. It's a DC. Oh gosh, we went over this before. It's what that
8 plus wisdom plus proficiency.
it's a 16 save. I'm looking for all I'd like is his current attitude and intentions towards. So it's either towards me or one other creature. I'm looking for his intentions towards the aboleth.
okay. I rolled. What's the save again? I'm sorry.
16.
What type of save?
I apologize. That is a. I always
You know
read
what?
this and I always
He
forget.
failed it either ways.
It's
He
a
rolled
wisdom
2 on the
save.
die. Yeah, he rolled a 2 on the
okay.
die. There's no way he's got 14.
It's worry time, folks.
Yeah. He doesn't
His
know.
intention.
Yes, go ahead.
His intention is exactly what he said. This thing is nothing more than a power source to move his vessel forward.
Okay. I'm not going to instigate it. I as well. I will wait to see what's going on. Maybe look over the railing really quick to see how high we're getting. But like,
As you look over the railing, you can see that you are going to clear the top of the wall. Remember this
Okay.
giant metal wall that's right there?
Mhm.
You're going to clear it with ease. However, you do realize also that it is coming irrationally close to the ballista. But more importantly, what's your passive perception? Like a 25
18.
million? 18? You notice that the guards on top of the gates haven't moved.
Move?
They haven't moved. They haven't not like moved like,
Like they're frozen?
place. No, not
Oh.
like they're frozen. They haven't taken notice of this gigantic ship, like big sloop that's just
Big-
cruising right over their head.
But
The
for all they know,
sloop,
we could
that's
be
not-
just a big bird. Mm,
Out there.
I think our only issue isn't just clearing the wall. It's also going to be maybe the guards if they decide to shoot at the ship. He'll just kind of say that out loud. Actually, no. He'll whisper it to Zastari because she's the closest one that he's near. Though they haven't noticed yet.
Are they moving? At all?
Yes, but well, like no, but also not like they're frozen. So
Okay.
my only eyes see.
I'm not saying I don't trust what you're seeing. I don't think aboleths are able to turn us invisible. How the hell do you miss a ship flying?
Might not
Maybe
be
we're
the
just a big bird to them. I don't know. I can't.
You are passing really close to the. I mean, like you're not
Like
way
we're so
up in.
close that if I timed it right, I could probably jump down onto that wall or into their spot. Are we gonna hit like the no? Okay, so we're just like okay.
Mm-hmm. Like you get the impression that the rudder will clear the wall with no problem. Like you could jump off and like float down. If any of these fools jumped off, they'd probably take a lot of damage. But not Zora.
I got fly. I'm fine.
You're fine.
I can carry, I'm sure, Mello or Zastari. That'd be fine.
I would be fine. I know how to stick landings.
She's circus trained.
She's a cat.
No, I'm
She is
circus
circus
trained!
trained.
You say that? I'm waiting for the day you fudge a roll so bad that you go to land on something and you just break your leg.
You just
Circus
splay
trained.
out. Just splay out.
I'm waiting for it. Circus trained will not save
And
you.
that's what you're gonna walk up and go. Thought you was circus
Circus
trained,
trained. Yeah.
fool, and then walk off.
Honestly, I'm waiting for the day. I am. Snarkus trained. Yeah, Steve's got it right. I'd say we see if they notice. I don't know.
Okay.
This could be a cool story they tell their kids one day, or they'll get locked up for sounding crazy. We'll see what happens.
They are paying no attention to you, and you're not that far away from them. Like they would notice you if they could notice you.
Now I want to throw something at them, but I won't.
Let's also remember the last time that you showed up to the guards looking like that, you almost got arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't show up to them. They just
Showed
up to
up!
me.
Oh, yes!
You
Right!
mean they were making their rounds as they're paid to
hang
do,
on,
and
hang
you
on,
just
no,
happened to be
no,
in
no.
uniform?
I didn't show up to them, they just showed up. Oh, yes. Just like Zora and I didn't show up wearing bloodstained clothing.
Sometimes violence happens.
Listen, I look for the best in everybody.
you went to the haberdasher and violence broke out. All right, so
To be fair,
you're not. That's what you're doing on your turn.
Yep, I'm just gonna wait until I'm needed, I guess.
Okay. In the words of Gru, my turn. Well, okie dokie. Who is in the room with him right now? Zora, Satiel, Zastari?
Yeah.
No,
And me.
Tangaroa. And Tangaroa?
I think everybody except for Mello.
Well, you're sort of in the doorway.
Oh yes, I'm sort
Sorry.
of in the doorway. I
Sorry,
apologize.
doorway.
Apologies.
Zora, Satiel, and yeah, we'll go ahead and Tonga, since you drew a spear. I need, let's see, no, wait, that's more than that. Hold on. Let me read this again. Oh, cool. That's 4 people. So all 4 of you that are in the room. Zastari, Zora, Tangaroa, Satiel. I need charisma saving throws from all of you, please.
What is it?
Charisma
It's a
saving throw.
spell.
Yeah, what kind of spell? Because I
What's that?
have advantage
elf
against
shit.
being charmed.
It is not a charm spell.
Okay.
It is an abjuration spell.
That
If you're all close to me, you get +3. If you're within 10 feet of me, you get +3 to your saving throw.
you're muted, Eric.
I thought I was unmuted. I'm counterspelling.
Oh, good.
Okay, roll d20 then.
Okay. 24.
And as you do so, he takes a moment and reacts. And counterspells your counterspell.
So he loses his spell then.
No, he does not. He does not lose the focus on the spell. Rules as written.
Dude, you Uno reverse carded him, and he Uno reverse carded your ass right back.
So basically, rules as
With
written.
a +2.
He hasn't finished casting the spell. He can still use his reaction and then complete the spell.
Also, rules is written, if he's using counterspell, then the only spell he can cast now is a cantrip.
Because it's a reaction, it's not a spell that's cast on his turn as an action. A reaction will allow him to do it as a bonus spell
Yep.
because it doesn't count into his action economy for his bonus action.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we all appreciate you trying, Eric.
Just take your
All right,
+3
so
from me and go.
saves. Charisma saves. How'd you do, Zastari?
Not great. That's a 3 plus 2 plus 3 for less than 10.
Okay. Okay. Hang on to that, and we'll be right back. Satiel?
25.
Okay, you're good. Tangaroa?
17.
Okay. Zora.
I don't
27.
like your hesitation.
Okay.
Natural 20 with a +4 and then with +3.
Got a natural 20 as well, plus 2.
Yeah.
No.
I,
Yeah.
I figured you had a natural 20 to have a high number like that on a charisma save. Because I know you have a charisma because of being what you are
Yeah.
race-wise.
Yeah, I have a plus. No, I had a 26 because natural 20 plus 3 plus 3.
Mhm.
So
Unfortunately, Tangaroa and Zastari, the world shifts around you. And you realize you are
Motherfucker.
no longer standing on a ship. You are standing in a plane that
Did
has
I get banished?
as far
You
as you
got
can see.
fucking banished! God
Yes, you did.
fucking damn it!
Chromatic orb
It
would
did
go
it.
off as reaction to
What
him
was the DC
attacking
that
someone.
a 17, like...
Steve, we missed a bullet, bro.
Did I like just miss it? Was
Yeah.
it 18?
Mhm.
Fucker.
You two appear on the side of this rocky valley. Rocks floating in the air around you, like large islands of rock floating. There is heather as far as the eye can see, this purple flower that decorates the side of this like hill that you're on. You have no idea where you are. What you do know is that you are not in Joppus Landing, and it is day outside, so you're not even in the same realm that you know of.
Also, fun fact that he
Uh-huh.
managed to target 4 people with banishment. That was an 8th level spell.
7th.
7th. No, that's right. It's additional. Yeah.
It's 1 additional for each hire.
Still,
So,
that's a very high spellcaster.
and you're in the room with him still.
Yeah. And I wasn't doing anything.
Yep. That's why he didn't damage anybody. He just said, "Get off my boat." All right.
Wait, I'm sorry, hang on. You've banished the rogue and the paladin, who don't really get along together, to the
We're in
same
different
place.
realms.
No.
This is
No,
your
we're
You
not!
are
We're
standing
right
right
next
by
to
each
each other!
This
You're
feels
now
like a
in your
fantasy.
get along shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a fantasy get along shirt.
There's Mr. Rourke and Tattoo are standing there going, "Welcome to Fantasy Island." All right.
Shit.
That's his turn. You said that your chromatic orb would go off. Now,
Because I mean, technically,
he didn't damage them.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't attack them. He just made them disappear.
You put
I
them
will
back
let
where
you decide.
put them back where you got them, or so help me.
But that ain't where it came from. Or so help
Start-
me. So help me.
Start tap dancing a little bit.
Kind of like glances over at Satya, like,
What? That is effectively an Archmagus level spell.
So Satya, I'll let Zora decide if she considers that to be an attack spell.
And your friend's just disappeared. She's. Fuck. Well, let's roll to see if she's just gonna get real stupid.
All right.
Okay, she's gonna hold her cool. Kind of like, okay. That's a thing.
I just remember how much Eric loves banishment.
Hmm.
You hit me with that again. Next time I see you, you're getting a noogie. An epic noogie.
How many times has Zion hit with banishment?
Every fight.
Every
6?
I was waiting for the actual number. I figured Eric knew.
every single time we
6
fought the Archmages.
banishment spells, all of them successful, because I had a -1 to my charisma, and every single one that cast it was an Archmagus.
Weird.
Huh.
All right. Setiel, it's your turn.
He just sort of pauses, sees that, like, well, that's an interesting application of the counterspell mid-casting. Also, that was a powerful banishment.
Yes.
Well, for my part, as long as you get this thing out of my home, I don't care what you do. I'm content to leave right now, so long as everyone else does too. He turns and looks at the ones that are left.
Okay.
And he'll just turn to look at the what is probably an Archmage. And he's like,
I'm going to retcon something here because I am wrong.
oh.
And I will be happy to be the first one to admit it. You're right. If he used Counterspell to cast your Counterspell, he would have lost the spell. So he would not have Counterspelled against it, meaning that Zastari and Tangaroa are still there. The spell fizzled when you cast Counterspell.
Okay.
So they are not banished. As much fun as it would be to,
Yeah,
I also kind of have to keep the faith of the rules. Otherwise, what's the point in it?
fair enough.
All right. So with that being said,
I was sitting there going, oh, that's an interesting application. How to use it.
yeah, I don't need to give you any fucking ideas.
Yeah.
Might have signed something bad there.
Yeah, I'll say you definitely gave me some ideas.
So, you two are not banished to a beautiful realm full of heather and floating rock islands. You're still on the fucking boat.
So, retconning my combo real quick. That was a very powerful banishment spell. I'm surprised I managed that, honestly.
Nah, you were lucky.
That only happens so many times. Well, I'm content to leave you be as long as you get this thing out of my home, provided everyone else leaves as well. He just looks at the rest of the party.
I don't understand why you're so hell-bent on releasing it anyways.
I don't know why there are either. I would have just
Because it's a
banished it back to its
suffering-
elemental plane or killed it.
It's a suffering creature.
As long as it's gone, I don't care.
It's hurt countless people, Tangaroa.
Not intentionally.
Did you read? Did you read the notes that I specifically transcribed into Primordial for you?
I read the notes, and it told me that here it has not intentionally hurt anybody except its captors.
They are master manipulators for a reason.
Ah, there was a zone of truth.
It was Zone of Truth.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it
People
does.
people can effectively talk circles around a zone of truth without actually stating the truth. You don't have to tell the truth in a zone of truth.
You can't lie in a zone of truth.
Yeah.
You can't
You can
knowingly lie in a zone
you
of
can't
truth.
purposely tell a lie, but you can
Mm-hmm.
talk around. You can
It
talk
doesn't
circles.
change the fact that when I asked it if it purposely hurt anybody, and it said yes, and I said who, and he said it's captors.
So he didn't give you the full list.
Who does he consider his captors? The
The
boat?
people who brought
Wherever
him
the
here
boat
on the
happens
ship.
to be at? Whatever city it happens to be docked at? People who don't come to the boat to free it when it calls for them? Here's another thing. If we release this thing and let it go about its merry business, a creature that technically does not die and just comes back whenever it's killed to keep wreaking havoc wherever it happens to be because these things hate gods and anything that they create, how many more lives are you going to damn through its actions? Because every single one of them, as long as you let them go, will be on you and anyone who helps you.
He points the control rod at Satya and goes, he makes a good point.
All I was here for is to find a way to either kill it and send it back to the elemental plane of water, or get it out of my city. However means that happened, I don't care. He
Well, then why
is
are you
an
being hypocritical if you
Archmagus.
said that you just wanted to get him out of here? He could bring it to any other city.
Yes, he could.
You don't
But it is
care about those
contained.
cities?
It can't get out and do it at once.
It could
What I would
get out-
prefer to do,
You-
honestly, is to break that
If you
thing
just want
open
it
and
to
banish
leave,
it back to the
so
plane of
it
water.
doesn't matter.
That's what I want to do. However, this man is a far more powerful wizard than I am.
Oh, well, thank you for admitting the truth there.
Sir, I really would stay out of this.
Yes, I could probably pull something to get it done. He'll look back at the Magus like, is there any other way to power your airship other than an aboleth?
Oh, I mean, any creature that is powerful enough. I wanted a dragon, but have you noticed they're not around?
Have you tried an air elemental?
Hmm. They're like short bursts. I need something that's more sustainable over long periods of time.
Right.
Monsters
Do you have a
not
djinn
cold.
following you around?
I do not know.
Hmm. No, aboleth it is. Unless you have a dragon in your pocket.
That is a mighty big pocket if I do. I unfortunately do not. As much fun as it would be to pull a effective siege weapon out of my pants.
Realize what I said.
All right.
And Satiel accidentally playing along with it.
No,
No, I got it. And I'm rolling
I
with it.
didn't. I didn't. It was like, oh wait, that's funny. 'Cause that could have. Anyways,
So sorry, caught it. That was
I mean, as much fun as it would be pulling what is effectively a siege weapon out of my pants, no, I do not have a dragon in my pocket.
Right, which is what I'm trying to find. Have you seen any of them?
Personally, I have not, no.
Hmm.
Read plenty of stories, but
Of course, stories, but there's nobody's been able to find them. So I'm using that evil thing to help me find the things that aren't necessarily evil.
do you have any way to contain its telepathic emissions?
Maybe.
Would you mind doing that?
I could do some more research.
And he turns around and's like, and if he does get that done, then I won't be able to contact anyone and lure them in. So, here's what I see our options are. We either let him go, we fight what is a magus that is much more powerful than me, in close quarters, which is a bad idea, or we somehow, through some miracle, manage to overcome him, free the aboleth in the hold, and then plummet into the ocean with enough concussive force that would likely destroy the ship on impact. Unless that is warded as well.
No.
So, with enough concussive force to destroy the ship on impact, leaving us all in the middle of the ocean.
So, what are we thinking? Off the boat you go?
Honestly, I'd be fine with that as long as you get that thing out, so I can go back to save my people.
Well, as it so happens to be, you're already out past the walls of Joppa's Landing.
I can tell.
And perhaps not docking it in port. Dock it outside of port.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Well, that would prevent
that
any
or
other
you-
scenarios like this.
and
Of people
we
just
may
storming
not,
their boat.
and your next group of adventurers may not be so easily talked with.
Hmm. Perhaps. You're no great fool, young man.
I hope I'm not. I know where my strengths lie and what my weaknesses are.
He points the control rod towards Tangaroa, and you have plenty of heart. I tell you what. And he takes the control rod and he makes a vertical movement in the downward direction. And it doesn't tip as much as it did going up, but it starts to go back down. Eventually, you all feel the weight of the ship apply buoyancy into the water. The sound of sploosh as it hits the water. And he kind of pulls it to a stop and then mutters the word again, and the rod dims. And he puts it in like a pouch on his belt. Allow me to give you a small gift of my appreciation for not killing me. And also, because you seem like good people overall, even if some of you are a bit misguided as to what you want to do. And he walks over towards like where the bed is. And again, remember that this isn't, apparently he doesn't stay here. It's not in any good shape. But he does open a chest that's there between these two things.
We have that.
Yeah, we took that
And
chest.
yes, you did. He goes over to open the chest and goes, well, that's disappointing. He looks back over his shoulder at all of you and goes, really? I mean, really? You see a ship sitting in the dock and your first thought is, that's mine.
I don't know
looked
what you're
abandoned.
talking about.
Fine, we're in the middle of the ocean. Where do you want to go?
Zora walks out of the room, casts fly on herself, and goes back towards Joppa's Landing.
I mean, he has a teleportation circle. He can send you anywhere you want to go.
Jopus Landing, please.
Step into the circle.
Would she be able to get back there in 10 minutes of flying?
No. You realize you've been moving at a
Well,
pretty good clip.
damn.
Sorry, will step forward and
Mhm.
she kind of lets the ice knife that had been
Like coalescing
basically
in her
coalescing in her hand, and it just filters out.
Mhm.
And she steps into the circle.
What of you, young man?
Pardon?
Jump is landing for you as well.
Yes, that is my home. Sorry.
Step
I
into the
was
circle.
lost in thought. I'll walk in.
You heartfelt one.
I would like to go there as well, but would you let me talk to the creature just once more before I go back?
I would try to advise you against it, but I can tell that would fall on deaf ears. Feel free.
Zora's gonna follow Tangerow if he goes down below deck.
Yeah, I'll go back down
Okay.
to the creature.
Ezra, Mello, I take it you guys are looking through the door frame now.
Yeah.
If Tonga wants to go down, I will be going down as well to
Alright.
see the aboleth one more time.
Okay.
I'm out.
You're stepping into
I
the
was like,
circle.
"Gone."
You're just waiting for them to appear back. Okay, so you go. The three of you step down to the massive tank that's there. This big metal tank.
I'll walk up to it and I'll kind of like put one of my hands on the side of the tank.
We're all having a whole. Oh, what's the movie now? The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water,
Moment.
yeah.
You
Oh,
put your
God.
hand on the
But,
tank.
but I'm also a fish. If I'm a fish and he's a fish,
No, he is not a
then
fish.
who's
He's an
captaining the
aberration.
ship?
Oh my god! All right, so you put your hand on the tank.
Yeah.
Doug Jones speaks to you. No, what would you like to say?
I don't believe you're inherently evil. I don't think creatures can be inherently evil.
You're not
think-
freeing me. You're leaving me, aren't you?
I don't want to.
Sure you don't.
I was the only one there, vocally standing up for you. And people don't understand nature
was-
versus nurture.
You're going to leave me here in his hands? Is that the way it's supposed to be? No! I need all three of you to give me wisdom saving throws, please.
You get +3 if you're in 10 feet of me.
We all are.
Okay, dirty.
Hugh, how was that?
11.
Sora.
+3. 17, 18.
Okay. You feel something wash over your mind, and then it passes by. As long as the Oni, you're not like immune to magically being charmed or anything.
I have stillness of mind to and an effect on a charm or frighten, but
And then effect on a charmed or frightened thing. You have stillness of mind? Wait a minute.
yeah, stillness of mind.
I think it's a level 8 power for monks. I want to say.
Well,
on
I don't know.
yourself.
On myself,
That is
yes.
causing you to be charmed or frightened.
It's a 7th level.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't know this is coming, he's not using that right away. But yes, on myself.
You and the two of you, the other two don't know this. You are charmed, and you are under its control. You cannot take reactions, and the aboleth and the target can communicate telepathically with each other over any distance. Whenever you take damage, you can repeat the saving throw, and on a success, the effect ends, and no more than once every 24 hours. The target can also repeat the saving throw when it is at least 1 mile away from the aboleth, but we're not going to worry about that at this moment because it tells you they wish to harm me further. They wish to abandon me. Make them pay and regret what they've done. I need 3 of you to roll initiative, please.
I'm not going first. I can tell you that much.
What'd you get?
I would
5?
be so. Oh,
Oh,
I rolled a nat
5?
one.
Oh,
I rolled a nat 1.
so a 5?
Yep.
Awesome. Kangara?
10.
Dice don't like Ezra.
13.
Well, the cool thing is that neither of you realize that this is happening.
Nice.
Mm.
Because it's telepathically. Who are you standing next to? Both of them? You can kick one in the head and elbow one of them in the chest. I'm just going to say sternum, head.
I have more attacks than that now.
Yeah, you do. What are you shaking your head over there?
Well-
You don't have to use all your attacks, you know.
Sarah, it was nice
Oh,
knowing
yes.
you.
The aboleth controls the monk. Of any of you, I was kind of hoping it would catch all 3 of you. But if any of you, I just want to see the monk destroy. Much like Tuesday night, whenever I take control of your poor card slinger and just rain hell down on everybody.
That is upsetting, and
But
I
I am
want you
here
to know
to
that.
do.
Absolute hellfire down on everyone.
Kiro has way more attacks than Ezra does, though.
And hits like a truck for every one of them.
Ooh,
Yeah, he does.
baby.
Yeah, he does.
And status effects.
And status effects. Oh,
I
you got
think
that
I
right.
think that card.
Constantly fucking blind the gunslinger.
That was
Constantly.
so much fun.
I
So
live for
upsetting.
Kiro. Kiro's the
So much
ultimate end boss, but he just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, I believe we've recognized that homebrew class might be a little
Way
broken.
too much.
Might
Yeah.
be a bit broken.
Okay.
right. So it's your turn. What are you doing? You get a surprise round. They didn't even know you're coming at them.
Oh,
But
good.
you have advantage on the attacks.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Ezra would have been the last one in, so the closest person would probably be Zora and then Tonga.
Right to the back of the neck. Just blat, right in the spine.
This is I'm wondering.
Hey, remember your spine? Why are you talking about it in past?
Ugh.
Remember that thing you had in your back? Is this it?
Have you ever heard about our Lord and Savior?
Good times.
Is it just a Mortal Kombat finishing move? You just pull the spine and skull out everything. It's just a
Smiling
skin
as
bag
he
that falls.
shakes it. His
It
hand in
rattles
skull,
its
it's like a
teeth as you do.
puppet.
It rattles its
Guys, like, can we not talk about my character like a Maraca? Still here. Okay, she's still here.
Sorry.
For the next 5 minutes at least.
Q, what are you doing? You're up first.
I'll punch first. That's fine. I might miss
Fine.
actually. I rolled really low.
She doesn't have that high of an AC. Have faith in yourself.
14.
Oh, damn, yeah, you missed.
I rolled a fucking, what was that? That was a 5 and a 2 on the dice. We'll try hitting again. That's fine. I still have advantage, right?
There's a breeze.
It's a 15. I'm rolling really low all of a sudden. That's a 15 and a 16.
16 hits.
15 hits, yeah.
That 15 hits?
beats it.
Okay. Oh god. I don't do a lot of damage though. That's 5.
Okay, she'll take that 5 and is
You are
using
now-
Misty Escape.
I do
Arc
want to spend a
Fae.
key point as well.
Ah, okay. Well,
Actually, this one's gonna go more for Tonga. Wait, can I use Stunning Strike?
Mhm.
What?
She's
No,
60
I'd have to
feet
use a
away
key.
somewhere invisible. Just saying.
Would I have to use a key point while I'm attacking to do that, or can I use a key point and that third hit is stunning strike?
The third hit can be stunning strike.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
Okay, Azora's gone.
Yeah.
You hit her so
boom,
hard, she
nope.
poofed.
She just poofed out of there.
Yep.
What is
Ezra's
wrong
like,
with
I
my...
hit her so hard, she disappeared.
One down!
I punched her into
Let it go.
another dimension.
Delicious. That is a 19.
Is that Tangaroa's AC?
What did you say?
I'm hitting
19.
you. 19 to hit?
Oh yeah, no. My
Um,
AC is pretty low for a paladin.
all of my dice are going into dice jail. That's 5 damage, and I need a 16. Con save. 16.
Okay. Of course I rolled like crap. Yeah, no, I failed.
So you are stunned. You can take no actions, reactions, or bonus actions until the end of Ezra's next turn. Zora, since you can... Alright, so top of the round, Zora, it's your turn. You 60 feet poofed away to a spot that you're familiar with, or do you have to be able to see it? What's the deal?
Take damage. Your action, turn invisible, teleport 60 feet to an unoccupied space that she can see. Remain invisible till the
so-
start of her next turn, or until you attack or cast a spell.
So it's the start of your next turn. You're on the other end of the cargo hold. It's not 60 feet, but it's where you can see.
Yeah.
You can't see the top deck or anything, so.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing what spells I have that would or would not be a good idea to use.
JT runs a naked monk.
Okay. She's just... Yeah. She's gonna hold an Eldritch Blast, like round...
Mhm.
Well, it's a cantrip. Can she hold a cantrip?
You can hold an action, and then
Okay.
cantrip counts as an action, so.
She's gonna hold an Eldritch Blast volley and be like, "What the fuck, Ezra?"
Can I
love
talk?
the fact.
Well- or is it...
I think it said you could.
You can communicate with a creature. You're under its control.
Okay, so if it wanted me to talk, then I could talk. Okay, I won't. Just not a word.
Yep.
If Ezra starts moving towards her or goes after Tangaroa, she's
Okay.
gonna hit him with Eldritch Blast.
Toguro, it's your turn.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You can see that Ezra's eyes, which are usually uncanny, look a bit different in this moment. They're a bit glassy.
Okay.
He hitting a good pipe.
Yikes. I can't really do anything. So I'm just gonna not do anything.
Hit
Okay.
him with puppy dog eyes.
You can hit him.
She's stunned. He's
Oh, that's
stunned.
right. I
wanna
forgot.
hit him.
You can't even talk, right? That's right. I forgot. Ezra,
Big
it
bite,
is your
Puppy
turn.
dog eyes.
I can't see Zora, right?
She did yell at him.
True.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, what I will do then is I will do 2 hits on Tonga, and then I will do a psychic hit on Zora.
She'll react with
'Cause it'll
Eldritch
be for a
Blast as it
distant.
hits,
Yep.
Tangaroa.
20 to hit.
You have advantage on the attacks because Tonga is still stunned.
I guess I could fish for a natural 20. That's a natural 20. Okay.
The DM is going to make you fish for the natural 20.
That just doubles dice. Sorry. I was like, it took me a second. 13 damage. And then it's a 4 on the dice. 12 on the dice. 12. It's a 19 to hit.
Was that for me or Tonga?
Tonga
Tonga
roll.
again. That's 6 to hit. Or 6 damage, sorry.
Yeah.
So that was 13, 19 damage in total for Tonga. Sorry, do your Eldritch Blast. And then I'll try. 'Cause I get
What's your
disadvantage because she's
AC?
physical, right? 19.
Yeah, that hits. Both of them. It was a 16 and a 17 on the dice, and I have a +7.
And you do get to make the save again.
True. Do I get to make it twice because she's hit me twice? Or
It says for each time you take damage.
it's a 7. It was a wisdom save, right?
Correct.
So that's 12.
I think you still get +3.
18.
18 total. You're successfully shaken off.
Still get hit with 22 points of damage.
You do take 22 points of damage.
That's fine.
They all come back up deck looking roughed up.
Ezra just like
Ezra looks guilty as hell.
Well, that went better than I thought it would.
It's because I didn't get control of two of them.
sorry, I got to make the save twice, right?
Yes,
'Cause
you
every
did.
time I took damage. Okay, so yes, the second one was the save.
At the end of your turn, Tangaroa can now move. Zora, it's your turn. Are you still fighting, or are you gonna drop this ruse now? I mean, you still don't know that.
Ezra, before he even makes his third hit, takes a step back from
Mhm.
Tonga.
She's gonna hold, one more, and hold 2 more, just like one on each hand, like down at the sides, like step back.
They can't be trusted. Don't you see?
Enough of your mind games. As much as I hate leaving you captured like this. If you're going to do this to people, this is where you belong right now.
Hmm. It says nothing more.
Zora, I'm going to help him up.
I'll be right behind you. And she like walks along, like holds her hand against the tank and tries to talk to the aboleth dude, the fish dude.
You
Doug
gonna try to talk
Jones.
to him? Mhm. Doug Jones. You gonna try to talk to Doug Jones?
Just like real quick, and just be like, from one thing seen as evil to another, things can change, and then just try and keep.
Okay. So yes, you're gonna take your fish man and go home.
Yes.
All right. You emerge back up on top of the deck. The wizard stands there, looks at you, and goes, "Well, did that go as you had hoped it would?"
No.
Send us back to Jopus Landing.
Get in the circle. With all of you standing on the circle, the teleportation circle, he incites the incantation. Takes him just a moment to do. You watch as all of the runes light up. There's a flash, and you find yourself in Jopus Landing, in the second story of a nondescript building set in the middle of town. You can smell like something being cooked in the lower part of it. Stepping out or opening the door to kind of look out, you can see that it is actually like a boarding house. There are rooms across the way from you. Some of them are opening, and you can tell that there's people that are getting ready to go down the docks, like fishmongers and things like that are getting ready to set out for the day. They kind of look at you they kind of like peer at your doors. One of you has it like cracked open looking out. They just kind of shrug and move on.
Zora elbows Ezra, points upward at like horns.
And I will guise my appearance to human.
Okay. So the rest of you find yourselves clearly in Jopus Landing. You can see out the window very familiar run of the city as it moves down towards the lagoon, the bay, and you can see out there giant gates that are currently closed, but are just starting to open.
Salatiel's making a beeline for the library.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Zastari, or what are you doing?
I'm assuming Tangaroa doesn't look great.
I mean,
I mean,
that,
I'd say
that
not
wasn't
looking
really
great,
a dent
but
in
like,
my health.
okay.
But he maybe a
Bruises
bloody
that
nose.
you definitely didn't have before. There's that discoloration to your
like
skin that definitely wasn't there when you went down into the hold.
What accounts for a bruise underneath his eye?
I'm not gonna ask. I got priests to go see. I've got a fairly solid idea how to fix this. So excuse me. And then she'll take off. She's not headed to the monastery. She's headed to if there's another church in town. If there's another church in town. If not, then she's steps behind
I mean,
Raziel.
remember that the monastery was using the extra rooms that it had in the back as a makeshift infirmary, and it was housing the largest number of people that were being affected.
Yes, but she's going to the church because they usually have priests who have the capability of casting the spell she's going to ask them to cast.
You are correct. There are temples in town.
Okay, then she's making stops at the temples and finding out who would have the ability to cure mental ailments, such as what's been happening here, such as something that would possibly be an enthrallment. She doesn't know that it's called Greater Restoration. She's looking for priests who can cast Greater Restoration.
Okay.
She just doesn't know what it's called. She'll probably be told after the first one, but...
Yeah, okay. So you're just gathering anybody who can cast higher level, or you're saying more powerful healing spells and cure spells and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, she uses the word specifically, curing or restorative spells.
Okay.
Those are the exact words she uses. She just doesn't know that Greater Restoration is a spell at this time.
All right.
And she does. It is just from church to church to church to church. And she sends them to the monastery.
Sending them out. Okay. Tangaroa, what are you doing in this turn? Did that come across? I'm sorry.
Molly?
Tangaroa?
Sorry. No, it cut out for me.
What are you doing in this time? You watch as Zastari dashes out. Setail dashes out first, and Zastari behind him a few moments later.
I kind of like touch my face a little bit where it's a little tender, and I look over at Ezra like, as much as I would have not, as much as I like really don't appreciate that you did that, you hit really well. Like, I think you dislocated my jaw. Like, that was really good. That was really good.
His tooth wasn't loose before.
As down as Ezra feels like right
I
now.
think my teeth grow back.
Yes, shark teeth just grow in like rows.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as Ezra feels down right now, he probably would crack a
All right.
I know that wasn't you doing that. I hope it wasn't you.
physically it was. Mentally, not so much.
Exactly.
Physically, that was all this powerhouse. Mentally, no. Physically, the Adonis. Mentally, Forrest Gump.
Aww.
Okay.
Physically, Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Mentally, also
Mentally,
Lenny from Mice of Men.
Lenny of Mice and Men.
If Zora sticks around, Ezra's taking a quick look at her. He's just gonna nod his head and thank you for that, Zora, for not holding back. And
Yeah.
sorry for also hitting you.
It's fine.
All right.
You didn't
So-
do any more damage to me than a regular training day on the island.
So what are the three of you doing then? And Mello, what are
I'm
you doing?
gonna lay on hands myself and get myself back to
Okay.
full.
All right.
I'd like to take a nap between a headache and actually taking damage from Zora. A little sore.
Mello won't let you because he feels like he needs to play mediator and is taking you all, even Zora, even if she gets water, out for drinks.
She's like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back to the monastery.
You know what? I will take a drink. For once.
Me as well.
She
I
does
will
not.
give the-
So
I
the
will
three
give
of you
Lenny-
are going to go. So the three of you are going to the Winchester and waiting for this whole thing to blow over. Okay. Zora's running up to the monastery.
She's
I will
running
give the rest
past
of my
it.
lay on
She's
hands.
going into the woods. She's
She's heading to the woods.
just gonna go take a walk. She's
Into the woods. Okay.
she's cast disguise self on herself and just walking past.
All right.
Me over here idly rolling d20s. I just rolled 2 natural 20s.
Wasted
there they
them.
go.
Darn. Yeah.
Gone forever.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll start with Setael. You get to the monastery. What are you doing there?
He's heading straight up for his father's room.
Okay. You arrive at your father's room. He seems to be the same.
Is there that brother that was with him before that intercepted him when he visited last time?
Mhm.
Is he around?
You can find him or any of them.
So I'm just gonna find him, the one that talked to him before. It's like, well, we found the problem, at least for the city.
Well, that's good news.
It was an
What was
aboleth.
going on? An aboleth.
Yep.
That's impossible. Aboleths.
Very real. And in a ship that was in the harbor that just flew off.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Did you say it flew?
Yes. There was another wizard there that was using that had it basically chained up and was leeching its power to have an airship, basically.
He looks confused and he wants to get the full story from you, but at least he's thankful that you found out what the cause was.
Yeah. Has there been any change with Dad?
No change in him.
Damn it. Let's see. Do we have anyone that can cast like really powerful healing spells? Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure we can find someone. Yes.
I mean, I know some. I learned some of the clerical arts while I was gone.
Well, we'll gather everyone that we can find at this point in time. There's suddenly a commotion, like towards the front door, or down towards the front of the monastery. It's enough that your attention, both of your attention, has been drawn to it. And about that time, one of the other attendants there at the library rushes up and mutters something about there's a slew of healers and clerics at the door. Did you summon someone?
has those lovable idiots I call friends written all over it.
Brother Edicus, Iddicus, Edicus, the one that intercepted you.
Mhm.
He says, I didn't call anyone, but let's see what we can do with them. And they start making their way towards the front gate, of course, the front door, of course, him asking you to escort them.
Mhm.
All right. It's the story. Your machinations proved fruitful. Several of the temple people start rushing out, immediately heading toward the monastery.
Okay.
You're continuing to gather as many people as you can. So a small army of healers. The three of you hooligans find yourselves. Do you want to go back to the docks where that one particular place was?
As long as it's not like us walking onto the docks because of the guards.
Well, you're in disguise now.
That's true, but still, the nervousness is there from that.
Well, I mean, that one particular place is on like the dock side, so you'd have to get onto the docks themselves, or not like out on the pier, but along the dock front.
If we can be quick on the docks,
Sure.
that's okay. I'll take it.
All right, so you get in there. It is a little less crowded, and remember the one kind of surlier gentleman who would like mopping at himself constantly with that super wet towel is not there. The androgynous and the blonde one are still there, but that guy isn't. The androgynous one gives a look to Tangaroa and to Mello and says, I remember you. Where's your other friend, the tall one with the horns?
He got better.
He was afflicted then.
No.
Oh! Well, aren't you cheeky? Look at that. You disguised yourself. What can I get you to drink?
Something strong?
Hmm.
How about that house special you gave
He
us?
says something
last
strong,
time?
and he just kind of the androgynous one leans over and goes, and points to Tangaroa.
I could probably also
You have
pick
no
him
idea.
up myself. Listen,
We
Go
can have
on.
an arm wrestling contest.
prove whose strengths really lie where.
I'd let you beat me up.
Which one?
I have a feeling the answer is yes.
Huh. Well. Thank you.
Something strong to drink. Coming right up. They bop off for a moment and come back, setting up a couple of drinks with you. A shorter glass that is, I say shorter, it's a smaller glass. It's narrow around and about that tall. And beside it is what you would know as a brandy snifter with amount of water, it looks like, in there, but you can see there's some sort of effervescence to it. There's some sort of bubbling. Drink this one. Chase it with this one.
I'll do
Sounds
it.
fun.
One more thing. Do not sip. Drink. Chase. Do you understand?
Swallow and swallow.
No comment. they dip off to take care of another client.
You're welcome. Ezra will do it
Thank you,
really
sir.
quick. Make a nasty face and then just.
Okay, so it's lime, then salt, then shot.
Is there a worm?
What do you mean I'm not supposed to chew the worm? No, I don't know if you're supposed to eat the worm. Ezra would do it though. There's a snack.
Yeah. That's
If
not
it's your
gummy at
birthday,
all.
you have to chew the worm.
All right. Give me just 1 second here, crew. Everybody good? Okay. Make sure everybody saw the message. All right, great. You get to the back where the infirmary is set up, and you watch as they start putting their heads together to cast the right spell. They realize that heal or anything that is like 6th level for game mechanics or higher will resolve this issue. So there's a lot of spell casting going around, breaking off in shifts. Eventually, everybody gets tended to. And you realize that everybody that was afflicted by this is going to make a full recovery. The man in the bar, the mysterious one who kept mopping at his brow and everything else like that, is found dead. His body looks as though it's been eaten by acid.
He was mid-transformation, wasn't he?
He was. He was in mid-transformation. The reason he was using the mop his brow was actually to wet his skin, because they actually have to keep their skin wet, otherwise they start taking damage. So he was doing that to keep himself wetted. With his liege gone out from that area, he started going into a panic mode. And unfortunately, he was afflicted far beyond what anybody else was. Eventually, the town comes back to its normal restoration. Unfortunately, Satiel, you realize a bit later, after everybody is cured, that what is happening to your father isn't related to the Aboleth at all. Restoration spells restore him for a short period of time, but you realize what's really afflicting him is something that only the most daring, bold, insane, or otherwise cunning can do, and that's just to cheat old age and death. Realizing that your father is seeing his 850th season, that he is a dwarf. They don't live forever. Brother Idicus, who is there by his side the whole time as his attaché, a young man, explains to you, I would give the world for your father. He's a good mentor and a great man. But unless we start taking actions that verge on darkness, there's not much that we can do than ease his pain and make sure that he is living comfortably before he, well, you know.
There's nothing else we can do.
Again, there are chances we can take, but again, they verge on the questionable and the dark. If you want to, I'll pursue those lines, but I'm trying to keep true to the spirit of your father.
Is there anything that can be done to at least restore his mind for a little while, so he's himself before he passes?
Well, the restorative spells that the clerics cast give him levity for a short period of time, and they restore his mind enough to have conversation. We can call one whenever you're ready. But, and he puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, I want you to understand, we don't have much longer.
I'll stay here. I want to at least say goodbye so I don't miss it.
Of course. If it means anything to you, Sateo, all of the work he did here in the restoration of the monastery to the library, all of his years of keeping, there was nothing that brought him more joy than to see you, and even though you left to go out on your own, it wasn't with a sad heart, but with pride that he saw you go. He was very proud of you and spoke of you often amongst us.
Okay.
I'll leave you alone and call a healer.
If my friends start trying to find me, would you just not let them know where I am?
I understand. I will make sure that your privacy is kept.
Thank you.
Of course. He kind of squeezes your shoulder once more as he walks off. To the rest of you, Satiel is kept quiet. He is kept shut up and shut in with his father. You all don't know the details beyond what he is willing to share, but you do know that his father is not well. Any asks or questions about seeing him are kind of not met with anything callous, but it's just more of a suggestion of this was not the right time, and that he'll come to you all when he's ready. One evening, the one of the healers that is there on point is finishing up giving your father a tincture. He finishes it off and he sits up, and you can see that cunning intelligence that he's had and that wisdom in his eyes that you've known for so long, your entire life that you recall. And he sits up, propped up in the bed, a pillow across his lap, one across his back to help him stay comfortable, and he looks at you. It's time, is it?
I don't want it to be.
Of course not. But we don't get to make those decisions.
To me, I do have a soul that lets me cast wish 2 more times, and I have been learning how to sort of grab at the frayed edges of the weave and manipulate it myself. But
He pats your leg gently. Grant me one wish.
what?
That I pass with honor and dignity, and that you live a full life. Honor me in all that you do. I'm always with you. I know.
I know.
I'll miss you as well, my boy.
No, you won't. You'll be up there watching me and saying a lot of good stuff, probably. I know you.
True. Take care of the ones you've found as friends, the ones that you've named as family.
Even if
You've
they
a
choose
lot
not
to
to
learn.
listen sometimes.
Especially because they choose not to listen sometimes. Perhaps you'll learn that while you are very smart, you're not always right. You need some of them to help keep you grounded.
Okay.
Understand this. I wanted nothing but for you to have the best life. I wasn't always easy, but I always tried to be fair. And I tried to equip you with everything that I thought that I could. I never wanted you to run this place, to be the keeper. You were bound for bigger things. I didn't keep anything from you, but I did hold back until I thought you were ready. And he points to a very familiar roll-top desk that has a hutch beside it.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of points a gnarled finger and says, there in the top drawer, there's a book for you. I need you to get it.
And he goes over and grabs it, comes back.
It's a plain leather journal. It's just got a simple leather strap around it. Almost like that journal that you've seen me carry, in real life.
Yeah.
he tries to fumble with the strap for a second, and then just kind of says, "Open it and see."
He'll open it.
In here is the collected information that he could find. It's not full, it's not complete, but there are several pages and notes about piecing together a sword. The name pops up several times that you are very familiar with now. The guide that's been with you this entire time. He pats the book and says, "She spoke to me first. Gave me her name. The rest of it I did the search on my own. And this is all the information I've collected."
Okay.
For boon or bane, it looks like some force is moving you towards this. Just be careful. I don't want to see you again that soon, if you know what I mean.
I understand that.
All right. All of this prattle has made me tired. I think I'll sleep now.
And he'll help his father lay down again, and he'll call out his wings, and he will sing.
You don't know which refrain, which verse, or which bridge you were on, but somewhere in the song, he is eased along. And when you finish the song, he stirs no more. There is a slight smile on his face as he lays there.
He looks down at his father and just grips his hand for a moment and then just screams as loud as he can.
The scream turns to the peal of a bell as it rings high in the monastery, marking the passing of the keeper. And on that very solemn note, we're going to call it for the evening. We'll be back again next week. Maybe not so somber, maybe a little bit. I want to give a huge shout out to Eric Satiel for the loss of his father, but for saving his town. Huge thanks for all that. A huge shout out to Maddie, who is playing Zastari, our production manager this evening. A great shout out to Tangaroa, who's played by Molly, who had all of the heart, even trying to see the good in the evil that was there. To Quentin, who was playing Ezra, for throwing punches, blows against bros.
I'm making that a shirt.
Or your bro.
Blows against bros.
Stay tuned next week for when I have that.
All right. It's just going to be a printed tee. A huge shout to Sarah. I've got to figure out what Zora's doing there in the woods. We'll have to come back to that next week and see where she's at. And then a huge shout out to Steve, who plays Mello, who is our levity in all of this. Thank you for being the comedic relief that we need when it gets a little dark. A huge shout out to everybody who paid attention to us, came in and watched. We will be back again next week. Don't forget, we still have more shows. This week we have Vampire, which is playing tomorrow. Come back and watch these guys play Valley by Night. Imagine vampires in the South. I'm gonna suck your blood. I tell you what. We also have Wednesday night.
I have
Monster of
my
the Week.
vampire is from England. Thank you. He is sophisticated.
Somewhere in Huntsville. Sure, he won't stick out like a sore thumb at all.
No,
we
he's
also
just
have-
taking in all the Southern hicks and trying to educate them.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure
Good
that's
luck on
going
that.
well.
There,
My
that's
question
that's
is-
gonna go well.
Who comes from England and is like, you know where I want to go?
Alabama.
Huntsville,
I bet you.
Alabama.
No. I bet you. He went. I'm from Birmingham. I want to go to Birmingham. and then realizes that there is a vast difference between Birmingham and Birmingham. We also have on Wednesday
fun.
nights Monster of the Week, which is run by Q and has several of the people here. I know that Tuesday night has specifically Eric and Sarah playing in there, and then on Wednesday nights I know that
We have Maddie, we
Maddie,
have
Molly,
and we're bringing in a new phase.
oh, and then on Thursday nights I know that Molly is back with Quentin and a few other faces, as Maddie runs them through Descent into Avernus. One last thing before we go. This is for the players. Welcome to level 9. Go ahead and level up before we start next section. Thank you to the end of this arc with the Aboleth. I don't like to just play it as good and evil slogfest. I want to make sure that there's this gray area that they're always kind of like, yeah, making judgment, because it's more realistic than just going, hey, that's evil, let's fight it. So anyways, thank you all so much. Again, my name is Heath. I am your DM. If you are locked into your house and want to play some D&D but can't make the FaceTime, do not forget that we have plenty of DMs. We will find a time and an online place for you to play. Just reach out to us. You can join our Discord. We would appreciate any support that you want to give us, either that be a Twitch subscription or Patreon or coffee. Please feel free to follow the links down there below. All of that goes to funding and paying for the services that we use, as well as giving a kickback to our production manager, who is hard at work with making sure that this thing runs and making sure that all the YouTube videos get over there. So we really appreciate Maddie for all that she does. And it also helps our multimedia and social media person, which is Quentin, who makes sure that all of our tweets go out and make sure that all of our posts get up and things like that. So a huge shout out to them and thanks to them for all that they do. Anyways, take care of yourselves until next week. Try not to go crazy. Don't try quarantine haircuts. It doesn't work. Trust me.
Okay, I think it works
really
fine, to be honest.
Yeah, but
well,
you
if we just
just
go with
shaved
your
your head.
haircut, yeah.
You just shaved your head, Quentin.
When the moment arises, everyone should shave their head once in their
You just-
lives.
All
No,
leave
no,
the
there's no
house
consequences.
shaved.
There's no consequences right now.
My
Then you can
skull
count
is not
people
shaped
the
for
next
that.
day and be like, yo, I shaved my
You
head.
know,
What are you
you
gonna do
say
about
that
it?
there's no consequences right now, but I don't know when my brother's wedding's going to be after all of this is over, and my hair will not grow
Which
back in
means
time.
right now.
Listen,
No.
My
No.
hair
No,
will
everybody
not
doesn't-
be back in time.
Winks.
Listen, no. JT's right. Don't shave your head, because if everybody shaves their head, that means JT has to cut those luscious locks, and that's not happening.
No,
I'm not
JT
even-
gets a bald cap. He's not allowed to cut his
That is grounds for friends divorce.
no shaving for JT's head. We just do a bald
Ever.
cap, so it's fake.
That
But
is
we do the
fine.
bald cap poorly, so it looks like a skullet.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The skullet.
You know what?
wow.
I'll agree to that.
Like a friar tuck mullet.
Yes, that's
Jesus.
exactly it.
It's only party in the back, no business.
There's no
party
business at
only.
all. The business shut down ages ago. It's just the party left. Okay, and on that note, take care of yourselves, guys. Have a great week. We will see you tomorrow or next week or whenever we do. Please come back and say hi. Good night, everyone.